All right, so if you are trying to improve your hip mobility, we have to actually map that architecture in your body first. So with this class, we are going to fully explore your hip in many different ways. We're going to do it in what we call open chain exercises, closed chain exercises, femur on pelvis exercises, and pelvis on femur exercises. So you need to be able to move the ball in the socket. You need to be able to move the socket on the ball. You need to have good control over both of those things. Many of you individuals with limited mobility, but also especially those with proprioception issues, whether you're really stiff, which is one case where we'll see that, or where you're actually hypermobile, which is another case where we'll see that. Many people struggle to actually feel their hip, and their brain's awareness of the tissue in their hip, all of the different anatomy around the hip, is also often altered. So we're going to start by starting to clear some of that up, and we're going to start you guys with some variations that many of you guys may have never actually done before, and we're going to show you a little bit of a built-in progression model within this class by itself. So all you're going to need, if you have something like this here, a yoga ball or therapy ball, call it whatever you want, this is amazing to have but not necessary. You can get by without it if you don't have one. A wall would also be great. So I'm just going to use this plyo box and make this work instead of a wall so you guys can see me better. But like I said, if you don't have one of these, that's okay. You won't need anything else other than some space on the floor for this class, and we are gonna get right into it. Now, if you don't have the yoga ball, like I said, it's not needed, but what you can do instead is you can do this same exercise just on all fours like I'm about to without the ball, or you can do this exercise sitting in a chair and just doing it on a chair rather than with the ball. And just again, you'll get a little extra feedback of your sit bones on the chair instead of here where we're gonna do it, we're gonna have our sit bones on the ball, and you're gonna feel those sit bones. And by sit bones, I mean the bones in your hips that you kind of sit on, which are technically the bones in your pelvis. You'll feel those moving around on the ball, or you can feel them moving around on the chair. If the all fours version of this is too challenging for you, you can also do the same exercise that I'm about to do with you on my hands and knees in this position here, and you can do it with the ball or in a chair like this. So work with whatever you've got and work with where your body's currently at. This is what we're gonna do though. So if you're using a ball, if you're going to be down on all fours, you're going to put the ball right between your sit bones and the wall. For me, I'm going to use this plyo box. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push back into that ball a little bit. So compress the ball into the wall a little bit more. That's going to give you added sensation. It's going to wake up some of the deep connective tissue in your body, deep abs, pelvic floor, all that fun stuff. And then we're going to keep that little bit of pressure, and I'm going to ask you to roll that ball down the wall, which is actually posterior pelvic tilt or hip extension, and then roll it up the ball, which is anterior pelvic tilt and hip flexion. So we're going to roll it back down and then roll it back up. Now I want you to make sure as you roll it in each direction that you're not using your entire spine to roll it. I just want your pelvis going here. So we want to funnel as much of that sensation and as much of that work into that pelvis area as we can, so your body is getting a lot of neurological signal from that area in particular, which, like I said, is the 1/2 of your pelvis and the big bone in your pelvis, or sorry, in your hip. Now what we're going to do is I want you to actually practice passing the ball from one hip to the other. So you're going to shift that ball over to your right sit bone, and then shift that ball over to your left sit bone. Over to the right sit bone, over to the left sit bone. Okay, so you're going to notice your hips kind of shifting a little bit from side to side, and you're going to notice a little bit of side flexion through that pelvis. Then let's pass it over to the right sit bone. Keep it on the right sit bone, so now I can feel my right sit bone pushing on that ball into the wall. Staying on the right side, I'm going to roll the ball down. Then I'm going to pass it to the left, and then I'm going to roll the ball up. Pass it over to the right, roll the ball down, pass it over to the left, roll the ball up. And just give me one slow, smooth circle in that direction, as smooth as you possibly can, rather than having it be a really box-like motion. Then we're going to go the other way. So now I'm going to lean back to the right, pass it back to the left sit bone, roll it down, pass that ball back to the right sit bone, roll it up. Pass it to the left, roll it down, pass it to the right, roll it up, and now really try and smooth it out and roll that ball in a giant circle on your wall using your hip pelvic complex. And again, if you don't have a ball, you can do that same thing sitting in a chair, rolling it forward, rolling it back, rolling it left, rolling it right, and then going in the full circle, or you can do that same exercise seated. Now, we will not need the ball for the rest of this class. Now, what we're gonna do on this next exercise, we're gonna take your hip and we're gonna scan your pelvis on your femur through a bunch of different motions with weight bearing, with added compression, but we're gonna cut you off at the knee so you don't have to manage your knee or your lower body, and you can have an easier time actually isolating this to your hip and pelvis. So once we've done that, then we're gonna progress that a little bit, and we're gonna make it a little bit harder, and we're gonna actually have you manage the rest of your lower leg. But for right now, you'll be doing this in an all fours position here. I want you to imagine as you do this exercise that you have a laser coming out of your pelvis, okay? We're gonna use that to help navigate this. So if I have that laser pointed out of my pelvis, we're gonna be rotating that laser inwards, coming forward towards you, which would look like this. So I'm gonna rotate it in, and then I'm gonna shift forward, and then I'm gonna rotate it out, and then I'm gonna shift backwards. And then same thing, rotate in, come forward, rotate out, shift back. So to see from the other side, rotate out, shift back, rotate in, shift forward. Now, you're not gonna go all the way forward, so you're not gonna totally leave hip flexion, but it'll take you through some flexion, some extension, and then abduction, adduction, rotation, and so on. So what we'll do, when you sit back as well, feel free to sit back as far as you can into your hip without any pinching or pain, okay? I know that's gonna be one of the questions that I'll get, so just bear in mind, if your mobility is limited, your range of motion might look a little different than mine, and that's totally okay. So in an all fours position, let's start on the right knee. Imagine that laser pointing out of your belly button. Point your laser over to the right side, and then sit back into that hip as far as you can. When you can't go back any further, imagine that laser pointing off to the right, or sorry, to the left, excuse me, and then press out of it. Rotate that laser to the right, sit back, rotate that laser to the left, press up. Rotate it to the right, sit back, rotate it to the left, and press back up. Now we're gonna go the other way. So stay rotated to the left and sit back. Then while you're back, try to rotate it to the right side. You're gonna lengthen that lateral hip, and then we're gonna press back out of it. Rotate to the left, slide back, rotate to the right, press out. One more time to the left, sit back, rotate to the right, press up. Then we'll do the same thing on the left side. So imagining that laser on that left hip, I'm gonna rotate off to one side here. I'm gonna shoot it off that way. I'm gonna come forward, then I'm gonna rotate it to the left, and then I'm gonna sit right back into it. Rotate it to the right, come forward, rotate it to the left, sit back, if I can. I'm running into my pole there. Rotate it out, come forward, rotate to the left, sit back, stay back. Now we're gonna go back the other way. So come right back forward, rotate it to the right again, and come back. Rotate to the left, come forward, rotate to the right, sit back. Let's do one more. So sit back as far as you can, come all the way out, open up, sit back, and close it off. Now remember what that felt like, because what you're now gonna do is you're gonna come up into a standing position. You can, and in the early phases probably should, use something for balance when you do this. We're gonna do that same exercise, but you're gonna do it now while having to manage your knee and below. So when you do this, what I'd like is for you to try to keep your knee lined up over your first and second toe without letting your knee drift out like this, okay, without letting your knee cave in like that, keeping it stable, and trying to maintain nice even weight between the inside of your foot, the outside of your foot, and your heel. Okay, so not letting your weight shift too far forward, not letting it go too far back, keeping it nice and balanced. We're gonna try to keep you nice and balanced too, but this will be a good test for you. If you struggle with your balance, this will tell you something. So what we're gonna do with that nice forward knee, okay, so just kind of a relaxed knee, not squatting like this, but not hyperextended. I know I've got hypermobile people here and I'm thinking of you guys, and I want you guys to watch that knee for me. Once we've got that good stable knee, what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit into a hip hinge, just like this, okay? So I can use my box here for balance if I need, right? I'm gonna sit into that hip hinge. Imagine that same laser that we had. You're gonna rotate it out one way. You're gonna come up. Then you're gonna rotate it in. And then you're gonna sit back into it, okay? So again, same thing. It's just like we just did on all fours, but you're gonna go from a single leg stance position. So imagine that laser coming down, sit down, rotate it one way, come up, and then we go in both directions. Okay, so just kind of feel out what that's gonna look like, where you want your balance to be, and then let's go through this whole thing together. Hang on to something for balance in the early phases if you need. Counter, wall, pole, whatever you have. So I'll just kind of lightly touch this for balance. Imagine that laser coming out of my pelvis. I'm gonna turn it towards you guys. I'm gonna sit into that hip extension. Then I'm gonna open up, and then I'm gonna come all the way back, okay? So same thing, sit into it, open up, come all the way back up, rotate to the right, go into hip flexion, rotate to the left, come all the way back up, and then we always go in both directions. So I'm gonna stay open through my hips, and when I say open, I mean my hips are pointed off that way. I'm then gonna go into hip flexion. I'm gonna rotate over. Now my laser's pointing off to the right, and then I'm gonna stand up. We'll open up, we'll go down, laser points all the way over to the right side, and then we come back up. Open up again, laser points off to the left, come down, close it off, come back up. Then we'll do the same thing on the other leg. So, same thing here. We're gonna point our laser to the left. We're gonna sit back as far as you can. You're gonna open it up, and then you're gonna come back to an upright position. Rotate to the left, sit back, rotate to the right, come back up. Give me one more in this direction. Rotate to the left as far as you can go, flexing down as far as you can go, opening up as far as you can go, and then coming all the way back up, right? Then we're gonna go in the other direction. So staying open to the right, dipping down, turning that hip over to the left, and then coming all the way back up. Opening up to the right, rotating through to the left, coming all the way back up, opening up again, rotating down, and then coming all the way back up. Now, I didn't end up using anything for balance. Don't feel like you need to start there, okay? I recommend starting by having your hand on something, even just a finger touch gives your brain extra information about where you are in space. If you struggle with proprioception, and that's one of the things causing a limited hip mobility and maybe contributing to your issues, you will find that just having a light finger contact on something will go a long way. You don't need to grab it and put weight through it, but just having a touch point. Then you can progress to doing it without hands, kind of like I just did there, and you can build that stability in that system over time, but you need really good communication between your brain and your hip in order to have that, and most people don't start with that. You accumulate that, you acquire it over time, and that's totally fine. Now we're gonna do an open chain hip car. So that was closed chain hip cars. Your femur was staying pretty planted on the ground. You're controlling your knee, not in the first version. You didn't have to worry about your knee in the first version. You did in the second version. You had to manage your foot as well. So you had to make all those little adjustments to your foot in the version that we just did. Here now, we're actually going to keep your pelvis still, and you're going to move your femur on your pelvis. So if you have, again, a wall or a counter or something like this, I do like having something like this. What we'll be doing, I'll show you on my left hip first, just because you guys will have a better view, is we're gonna go into a bit of a lean here, okay? You can actually choose your own adventure on how far you're leaning with this. So you can go quite low, you can be quite upright. For most people, I recommend starting more upright. I want you to think about doing a sled push. If you've ever done a sled push before, it's where you've got the sled and you've got the two bars come up and you're kind of pushing it forward and then you're walking it across the room. I want you to imagine like you're about to do that, because a lot of people set up like this and they set up like this, or they set up like this, and you would never want to do a sled push in those positions because it wouldn't work very well and it wouldn't feel very good. So imagine you're about to do a nice strong sled push, and then most people kind of end up in this position here like this, or like they're going to sprint forward, okay? So I'm going to be pushing through my back leg. Again, I'm going to demonstrate this on my left side first just so you guys can see it, and then you'll have a grip for it before we do the other side. You can start with whichever leg you want. Once you've got that good push, I want you to press your shoulder blades apart as well, and then exhale. And between pushing through your foot, pushing through your hands, that exhale, you should feel your midsection and your core kick in. We're going to keep that engaged the whole time, and you're not allowed to lose it, because that's going to help you stabilize your pelvis so that you do a true hip mobility exercise instead of a low back or spine exercise. We want to isolate this to your hip as best we can. We got to map the hip. We got to connect with all the architecture around the hip. We're not doing the low back. So once we've got that press through the hands, press through the foot, you've exhaled, you found your midsection, you're going to rotate your hip like you're kicking a hacky sack. You're going to bring your hip up into hip flexion as far as you can without symptoms. You're going to swing your hip open as far as you can without symptoms. You're going to spin your thigh inwards, and then you're going to reach your leg back without letting your back arch like this, keeping that nice solid press through your hands, through your foot, keeping that strong midsection. You're going to come through, and then we're going to throw it in reverse. You're going to go back, open up, come back through, and then place it back down. We're going to do a few more of those. So nice, strong through the hands, strong through the foot, strong midsection. Rotate like you're kicking a hacky sack. Come up. Swing that door open, but keep your pelvis and your belly button pointed straight ahead. Spin that hip. Reach back. Pull that leg down and through. And then throw it in reverse. Going back, out to the side, back around. Slide it back down. Do a quick reset. And then let's do the same thing again. Press through the hands, press through the foot, nice strong midsection, rotate, come up, open up, spin, reach back, pull it down and through, reach straight back again. You should feel your glute. As you open up to the side, you should feel your lateral hip. Swing back around. We're now in hip flexors in the front and groin. Come back down. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on our right leg. So same thing here. We're going to rotate that hip up. We're going to open up to the outside, spin that leg, reach back, come down and through, and then throw it in reverse back the other way, open up to the side, come back around, rotate through. So again, let's say I didn't have a box. I could even do the same thing here, just like this, and just like you did on the box. So you guys will see a little better, coming up through rotation, opening up to the side, rotating, reaching back, coming down and through, then going straight back like you're doing a donkey kick, you should feel your glutes, open up to the side, rotate back around, come down. Last one here, rotate that leg like you're kicking a hacky sack, flex it up, open up to the side, keep your belly button straight ahead though, spin that leg inwards, reach behind you, find those glutes, pull that leg back down and under, throw it in reverse, right back into those glutes, open up, find that lateral hip, rotate through, find the front of your hip, rotate all the way through, find your groin, and then bring it back down. I like that version better than just standing like this, because again, most people who struggle with these issues, whether it be proprioception or, as I call it, mapping or limited mobility, pelvis work and so on, their low backs are kind of all over the place, and then that standing exercise for the hip turns into a low back exercise really, really fast. Variations like this help to better isolate it to the hip so that we get good work, we funnel our effort into the hip where we want it. If you guys have any questions about this class, do not hesitate to reach out. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.